Yo, yo, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Sounds good. All right. So, you're right. This is chapter 4D. So, today we are focusing on area of special quadrilaterals. Now, you're wondering what is a quadrilateral? Question mark, question mark. Don't worry about it too much. It's pretty easy. So, quadrilaterals, okay? They're pretty much just four-sided shapes, okay? They're four-sided shapes, and the sum of the interior angles is 360 degrees. 360 degrees. Yeah. All right. So, doesn't matter what shape I draw. Oh, whoa, what is that? So, if I draw this random four-sided shape, yeah, all the angles, the interior angles, which is what I've highlighted in blue, all of them must add up to 360 degrees. That is literally what a quadrilateral is. Now, I'm hoping that you have the sheet with you, the sheet with like all the shapes, what they're called. And on the right side, there's like an empty space where I want you to write down the formulas for to find the area of such shapes. Okay. So this is an area of a rhombus and a kite. Okay. So you have this weird formula here where the area is equal to 1/2 times diagonal x times diagonal y. You're wondering, what is that? Now, if you just look at the picture here, if you see that dotted red section, okay, whatever that length is, that is diagonal x. And if you look at the other dotted red line, which is right here, that is diagonal y. Okay. Now, you are typically given these measurements already when you're completing the questions. The only time that you will not be given these types of things is when they give you the area of such shape already, and it's your job to sort of work backwards to find how long these side lengths are. Okay. But we'll I'll cover that once we reach that stage, so don't stress too much, okay? So this shape right here is a rhombus. A rhombus, okay? Rhombus. And this shape right here is a kite. Now, the main difference is so like you can sort of tell them apart quite easily, but if you have a look at the rhombus picture, you can see that each of them has those dashes right there. Now, those dashes pretty much mean that these are all the same side lengths. So, say for example, if one side length is 5 centimeters, that means the rest of them are 5 centimeters as well. Okay, so that's all it means. With a height, you have two different sets that are of the same length. So, as you can see in the long side right here, these in purple, these are the same side lengths, and in red, these are the two shorter side lengths, okay? So the logic applies. Now, if this formula of 1/2 times x times y is too difficult, all you can do is just take your length x, multiply it with length y, and once you find that, you just divide the answer by 2. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Now, area of a trapezium. So the trapezium is pretty easy to distinguish. It has two parallel sides, B and A. As you can see, parallel just means that they are going in the same direction. There's no difference in the angling whatsoever. S- And they can also be different side lengths as well. So one can be smaller than the other. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Now, what you're also given is the height. The height is a perpendicular line from the two parallel lines. Okay. As you can see from this red dotted line here, it's 90 degrees. They will typically give you how tall that is. Okay. The next step is for you to use the information to plug it into the formula. So this is the formula right here. So A is equal to 1/2 times A plus B times H. Now, this may seem confusing at first, but if you look up here, it's right there. 1/2 times the sum of the parallel sides. So sum means adding. So what you're going to do is do A plus H, A plus B here. So once you add them together, you are going to multiply it by 1/2, and then you multiply it by the height. Now, to make things easier, you can use this formula right here. So just take the sum of the two parallel sides. Once you find the sum, multiply it with the height. Then, once you find that, you just divide the answer by 2, and that will be your area. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Now, I am going to go through some of these examples here. So I have this quadrilateral here, and I have some diagonal that goes 8 meters. I have some diagonal that goes 5 meters. Now, I have noticed these little markings here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what shape do you reckon this is? This is a rhombus. Okay. Now let's just go back to find out what our formula for rhombus is. So it is this equation here. So I have 1/2 times x times y, or x times y over 2. So let's just use both formulas because I just wanted to show you that they both end up being the same. Now, to make life a bit easier, I am going to label which one's diagonal x and which one's diagonal y. It does not matter which one you label, okay? Provided that you label it and you don't use the same number twice. So in this case, I am just going to use x is equal to 8 and then y is equal to 5. I would always start out by writing my formula, 1/2 times x times y. Now, I am going to substitute these numbers into the known letters, okay? Well, basically the whole point is to substitute the known numbers where the letters are. So in this case, instead of writing x again, I am going to be writing the number 8. And then instead of writing the letter y again, I am going to write the number 5. And once I type this up in my calculator, let's just show here if it's available. It's currently not. But if I type it in, I just get 20 meters squared. Now remember, when you're working with area, okay, you must always put in the unit of measurement. And the second thing is to put in the square at the end, okay? That's what you need to do. Now, I will also show you uh, to find the area using the other formula instead, which is this x times y divided by 2. All right. So I'm I've just written out the formula. I am now going to substitute my letters with the known values, my variables with the known values. So this will now become 8 times 5 divided by 2. This will just give me 40 over 2. And 40 divided by 2 is the same thing as 20. Okay? So 20 meters squared. So as you can see, it doesn't matter which formula you use, provided that you use the correct numbers and you substitute them in the right place. So you still get the same answer. Right. Let's have a look at kites here. So this is a kite, as you can tell. I have this length and this length the same, and they're both long. And then I have this other set of lines here that are of the same length as well, but it's shorter. Okay. Now, just write down the formula for the area of a kite. I'll probably be using this one just to make it easier for a lot of you. So x times y over 2. Now let's just label x is equal to 5, y is equal to 12. It doesn't matter if you do x is equal to 12 and y is equal to 5. They are both work the same. So it doesn't matter. I've just decided to go with this one. So let's just see how it goes. So a is equal to 5 times 12 over 2. I'm left with 60 over 2. And I end up with 30 centimeters squared. Okay, so that would be your answer for this kite here. All right, the most important one is the trapezium. This is where a lot of people start getting confused. So I am given a length of 10 millimeters, 6 millimeters, and 5 millimeters. Now, from my little formula here, I can see that the trapezium that I'm given has been turned upside down. So I am just going to label this as B instead. So B is equal to 10 and A is equal to 6. Now this 5 here will be the height, okay? So it is a trapezium. Let's just start off by writing down the formula for a trapezium. I'll use the formula that you might like, which is the simpler method. So I have A plus B times H over 2. I am just going to substitute my numbers now. So I have in brackets 6 plus 10 times 5 over 2. Now, the most important thing is to find out what the brackets actually simplify into. So you have to find out what 6 plus 10 is first, which is actually 16. Okay. Now, I'm just going to finish off the statement or this little thing right here by writing out the rest of it. So 16 times 5 divided by 2. Now 16 times 5 just equals to 80 over 2. So 80 over 2 and 80 over 2 is the same thing as 40. So 40 millimeters squared. So that should be your final answer. Okay. So this is chapter 4D. Okay. Please watch this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Come see me after school on Wednesdays. That invitation is open to everybody. Okay. So if you need help, just tell me on a Wednesday. I will come to the library and I will help you out. Okay? Take care. Bye bye.